Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay and today I'm just doing a little channel chat. I don't have too much to reveal or anything like that, but I haven't done one of these for a couple of weeks, so I thought, yeah, I'll come on and we'll just have a quick chat. So, a couple of things. Yesterday I went to an X-Wing event, won one game, lost four. I'm actually pretty happy with that. These are some of the best X-Wing players and people who've been playing years and years and stuff like that. So, the games were pretty much always close. Not I got smashed in probably two. Two were quite close, and then obviously I snuck a victory in one of them. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. I had a great time. It was the Nerf Herder with a Vengeance, which was for charity. If you want to go on Facebook, you can probably find that. I was a late entrant, so I don't really know too much about it. But Katie has an exam this week, and she was like, yeah, if you could leave the house and give me some time to revise, I would very much appreciate that. And I said, right, I'll try and find something. And so that's what we found. And yeah, great time. Everybody was very nice, fantastic event. It was Element Games. I think it's normally been at Hull, but yeah. So that's something I did yesterday. You might be able to tell I'm quite tired, even though that was yesterday. I'm like, you get there at 9, we finished at 7, 8, and there was still another game afterwards, but I couldn't stay. So like, yeah, that's a long day, and my back just from bending over the table and stuff like that, it's like tired. But that was that. Yeah, I had a great time there, and I need to get myself playing some more games. I'm gonna start changing out my list and stuff like that. But yeah, that's definitely a thing. Just talking about Katie's exam, as I just mentioned, her exam is this weekend, and then after that we're going to try and do a Legion battle report at the weekend. Well, either this weekend or next or whatever. We're probably not going to be fully painted because we're a bit lazy and we haven't fully painted the stuff, but I'd rather play the game with unpainted miniatures and just keep telling myself I'm going to paint them and then not do. But yeah, that's definitely something we can do in the short window between Katie's next exam, which will probably be like January, February, something like that. So that's the thing as well. But I'm ignoring everything that I actually want to talk about here. I want to talk about the channel as a whole. I mean, I do need a haircut, but that's neither here nor there. That's just my hair being a bit messy. So I've got my new job. I'm happy with that. Everything's looking good there. Obviously we've moved house and we're settled in, but the channel as a whole, the couple of things that I'm doing regarding the channel as a whole, mildly inspired by Andy, Mr. Blackjack Legacy himself. He's like changed his garage into like a proper studio and it's dead fancy, and I'm not doing that. But I'm trying my best to replicate it the best I can with what I've got. So in the spare room at the minute, I've set up my big table, the 6x4 table that I got from Game.eu. And the idea is I'm gonna have a place that I can play games all the time. The problem is I was having that room as sort of a place where I could do terrain, but I could still do the terrain on the table there. I was just covering it in all kinds of crap and stuff, and I wasn't really doing either terrain and I wasn't really playing the game. So at home, I mean. So I've tried to change that, and I've got my big table set up, and the plan is to sort of make it a studio. Not really a studio, I'm not decking it out or anything, but the one thing I might do is buy a cheap second computer, or if we ignore Katie's because that's hers. And I was a little bit torn whether or not I should get a laptop or a desktop. The problem with laptops are generally for like the bang for your buck isn't as good, because you pay, to get, well, a desktop I can maybe get for 200, 250, something like that, really cheap. And to have a reasonably powerful laptop, a similarly as powerful laptop, you'd be looking at 500, 600, 800 maybe, just because of the form factor is basically the reason, and the upgradability and all that kind of stuff. The reason being I want to put a computer in there so that if we do like X-Wing, I can literally just go in, set X-Wing up, turn the computer on and record it, which would be nice. Whereas when we did the X-Wing battle with Katie, I literally took the table downstairs, set up the table, got everything on the table, got all the cards ready. Then I took my computer downstairs, connected that up to the TV, got the camera up, and then we had to move everything back, including my computer and stuff like that. It took me like an hour and a half just to set it up, and I want to like eliminate that. Now that wouldn't be so bad for Legion, because Legion, I really like, put up the table, put out the map, put the terrain, and then I'm going to handheld it. So, but for X-Wing, you need the tripod and you need to angle it down. So, in that sense, yeah, it's awkward to have to set it up and put it down every single time. I would like a laptop in one sense, because I like the idea of being able to record it if I go somewhere. You know, like if I go to a shop. Now it's a little bit weird because the Element Games, they have their own Tim King who runs the event, so he has his own, and I don't want to feel like I'm butting in. Right, I'm not trying to like geg in on something I'm not ready, like, you know what I mean, because I'm not ready to record X-Wing games at stores and stuff like that. So I'm gonna ignore that and just get my computer and try and set up my own little place where I can actually get stuff done, and you know, without hassle. There's a couple of extra costs involved in that. I need the computer, as I said. I picked up a monitor the other day for like £5 off somebody on Facebook. But I'll probably need another capture card for my my camcorder. So it's not ideal. I'm hoping to pick something up in the Black Friday sales. Yeah, or just to make making content easier for me. Which I'm sure eventually, hopefully, you guys will appreciate. Oh, one of my lights just went off. Yes. So I'm buying a computer. I'm having a sort of it's not a studio. It's just a place where I'm going to leave it up and be able to record really quickly, which should help me produce content like battle reports and stuff like that. Yeah, that's coming. And that's sort of like channel-wise as a whole. That's like something I'm doing for the channel in a sense. But as a whole, I was thinking about the direction for the channel. You know, this is where we're getting deep. We're not getting that deep, but you know, this is where if I was going to talk deep, this is where I would do. And I was thinking about this. Generally, you have like let's say 2 kinds of channels, right? I'm very much simplifying this, because you get stuff like painting channels, terrain channels. They're all different kinds of channels. But for somebody like me doing the kind of content I do, I was like, well, there's multi-game channels, sort of like Blackjack Legacy, Andy, Beasts of War, mini wargaming, that kind of stuff. And then you get people generally focusing on like a handful of games, but generally mainly one. Like I'm thinking Hurry Nick for X-Wing, maybe Beer and Ned for Kill Team. So I had to process his name there. That kind of stuff. They're just a few examples. I'm not trying to call specific people out or anything like that. They're just ones that popped into my head. And I'm like, neither of those at the minute. I'm like just picking like a handful of games and playing them, which I'm having fun with, and I'm going to probably continue to do this, but I might expand it a little bit. So when it comes to the multi-game kind of content, I might look at doing stuff like news, like proper like a news kind of show. I'm not saying this is definitely happening, or I might talk about news a little bit more when it comes to other games. Probably not like 40k, because there's so much 40k news out there already that we might try and look at like smaller stuff, like maybe like Vanguard and the Mantic stuff, or you know, that kind of stuff. That's something I definitely want to do, and just have like my multi-game opinions. You know, like my opinion pieces, like I talk about the other day. I talked about is GW doing enough with like the competitive side of things. Those kind of things I put in like multi-game categories. So ones where I'm going to come on, just talk about a general subject. And I enjoy doing those, and I'm going to keep doing those. And I realise that doesn't mesh well with the other side of the thing, which is I want to become a decent, competent, good enough, competitive player of X-Wing and Legion, and maybe Kill Team. We'll have to wait and see how Kill Team develops its competitive scene. I spoke about that in the last video, so I'm not going to rant about that here. Yes, the Legion I'm okay with. Like I could probably do with playing more and that kind of stuff, but the reality is there's not that many events, and I go to almost every event that I can get to, so I can't really do more there. I'm going to try and play a bit more on Tabletop Simulator. Having the extra computer will help there, because I can just play in there while Katie's watching Netflix here, and she won't complain about it because I'll be in a different room. We can just shut the doors and ignore each other if we need to. So I'll be able to play on Tabletop Simulator more. And I go to every event, so I rate myself middle anyway of Legion. You know, X-Wing on the other hand, I'm obviously quite new. I'm trying to get as good as I can, but it's taking quite a while because everybody else knows a lot of the stuff. And one thing I realised that actually helps, and this is a financial issue again, I guess, is just having the ships available and being able to fly different factions and different lists. because I don't have that many ships at the minute. I'm sort of, if I want to be competitive, my choice is very much narrow in, and I only have Imperials properly. When it comes to the Rebels, I've got the core set. That's it. I don't have any scum. So, for example, I was watching the Nerf Herder finals today. Obviously, that ended yesterday. For me, I didn't make the cut, and the cut was today. And like the top 4 lists were all scum lists with very similar ships. I think one had Bubba in, but they all had like Palob and stuff like that. And I was in 4 and I'm like, you know, I don't know what they do. So how would I even play against that? Like, I'd just fly into them and probably die. And I think a lot of people who played X-Wing 1 have the option, or maybe they know people and they can just play the other stuff very easily. And you obviously learn more by just making a list and flying with that list, rather than sticking with one list and being just crap at it, basically. So I think what I need to do is play a lot of different lists as soon as possible, but the downside to that is cost. I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably going to buy the Rebel conversion kit because we've already got a Millennium Falcon. Then I'll have the Millennium Falcon, some X-Wings, a Y-Wing. So yeah, I'll be up to 3 ships. Whereas if I wanted, and then I have all the upgrades as well. Whereas if I wanted to fly Scum, I'd have to buy the conversion kit. Maybe Boba Fett's, whatever this ship is, Fire Spray. I already have a Y-Wing, that'd be alright. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. I think I want to get out there. Make as many lists as possible, but I realise it's a financial thing as well, and a time thing. Like, there's no point. I don't want to spend 500 quid to buy everything. I don't think it'd be that expensive. I'm just sort of chatting out my backside there, but you know what I mean. I don't want to spend all my money on X-Wing, and then maybe, you know, grow out of it in a year's time or something. But hopefully that's not going to happen and won't be the case. But I'm going to invest more, which is not great for my wallet, but better for content wise because I'll be able to do different battle reports. I put a post up on Facebook asking for people if they will come to my house because I like going to Element Games, I like going to the stores and stuff like that. But if I want to record battle reports for you guys, and I want to record like better battle reports, like I've played a lot of games now that like me and Katie played at 200 points, and I made the list for her. Pretty confident I would beat her quite regularly, and that's not what we want to see. Whereas if I get good people in playing me, yes, they'll probably beat me more often than not, but I'll be able to then learn more from the mistakes, learn more from the losses by analysing it as well and talking through it as a better battle report like that. So that's the plan there. So the whole gist of this is, yes, I'm going to do sort of multi-game content, and I might even expand the multi-game content a little bit. With either news or my opinion pieces or video essays. I might up the quality of my video essays to have like different visuals and stuff like that. So that's the multi-game kind of content, wargaming as a whole. I'm not going to go away from wargaming. We're not doing board games and we're not doing D&D. We might talk about them a little bit, but not like loads. And then specific game content, which is going to be like X-Wing, Legion, Kill Team. And we'll see where each one turns up. I could end up, if Kill Team just dies and nobody's playing it and that kind of stuff, then, you know, I might never go back to that kind of thing. But hopefully I'll go to Kill Team events, I'll go to X-Wing events, I'll go to Legion events, and then I can talk about them. I'm not talking about my full-on experience of the X-Wing event because there's no point. Like, I can't remember some of the games because it's all like a bit of a blur. But I might try and make notes or something next time. I'll talk about my whole experience in a separate video. But that's not this video. This video is just me chatting about the channel and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope you can tell I'm trying to be a little bit more like just normal in this video, and I'm a little bit tired. So, and it's a bit longer than normal as well, isn't it? Yeah, all right, that's it. I've got nothing else to say, I don't think. Thank you for anybody who stuck around this long. I really do appreciate that. Thank you to anybody who watched this video. Thank you. If you want to like and subscribe, well, if you're not already subscribed right now and you just listen to me talking about this for 40 minutes, then I mean, you might as well just crack on and do it. Sort your life out and either just subscribe. It's just fine. Thank you anybody who supports me onto Patreon. I do really, really appreciate that, especially as I'm thinking about like buying more and more X-Wing stuff. It's a double whammy in the sense that, like, one, it'll help me get better at X-Wing, but two, it should help me get better at X-Wing content. Kill Team wise, I don't mind buying a Kill Team because there's not that many. like stuff to it. And in Legion, I'm pretty much just keeping up to date all the time anyway. But X-Wing is like, it's already a game that's been out for a while, and there's a lot to it. So the Patreon stuff's really helping with that. And thank you to anybody who supports me there. Any contribution, small or large, really makes a difference. I have nothing left to say. Have a most beautiful day, and goodbye. Bye, guys.